Solitaire. Have you ever played a game that is older than most of your relatives? I'm guessing you have, but you haven't realized it. Solitaire has been one of my favorite games since I was very young. I first learned how to play Solitaire when I was 8 years old from my mom. I've played it with all my family members and a lot of my friends. Solitaire is a great thing to do when you're bored. It is really easy to learn, and once you learn how to play it, you'll never forget. It's also really fun to play with friends because you can either play with them or against them. In this speech, I will tell you a little bit about the history of Solitaire, how to set up the game, and finally, how to play it. The history of Solitaire. According to JustSolitaire.com, Solitaire was first discovered in 1783, where it was talked about in a German book of games. It has over 100 different games just from the original version of it. Solitaire didn't really get that popular until about the 1980s, when several computer companies made the game online so people didn't have to shuffle every game, and so the game was just easier to play in general. Many people have called this online solitaire addicting because all it takes is one click to start a new game, and it's very easy to get hooked on playing it for a while. How to set up solitaire. Since solitaire has become such a popular game online, it's almost considered a lost art on how to set it up with the real cards. First, you will need a 52 card deck. Once you have this, take the 2 jokers out and shuffle it as many times as you want. These rules are traditional to most card games of the day. The next part is a little more complicated. You have to lay down 7 rows of cards, all face down except for the first pile on the far left. You then stack another card on top of the next 6 rows, all face down except for the second row card. This part is hard to explain and is much easier to show, so I will explain it more when I show how to play. The playing of the game itself. Once you get the setup for the game complete, that's when the strategy comes into the play. A lot of people will say the solitaire has no strategy and that it's all luck, but I personally think they are wrong. According to BicycleCards.com, the exact way to win the game is to try and get each suit built up from the ace to king in the foundation. You have to move cards into the opposite color of what it is. For example, if you have a red 3, to be able to move it to another pile, you have to get a black 4 for the 3 to go on top of that. There is also a shuffle pile that is used when you don't have any plays to make on the 7 main piles of cards. Now that you know more about the history of Solitaire, how to set it up, and what the goal of the game is, I will show you how to play it. First, you shuffle it a couple times, and this was pre-shuffled, so I'm just going to get going right away. So this is the setup. You go like this, until you have 7 rows of cards, and then you repeat this process, flipping that card over on the second pile, and then face down on the next 6. And you do this until you've completed all that. So once you get to this point, this is your shuffle pile, first of all. So you can set that to the side. Once you get to this point, you look at all your cards right here, and first of all, I see I have this black jack, it can go on this red queen. So I put that there. I now flip this card like that. And now I see that I do not have any plays. And with this, there's several different ways you can play with the shuffle pile. I use where you flip 3 cards over like that. And you can use this card to play anywhere here. So I'll keep going, no card. So I can put that there. I can now put that there and move this red 5 onto the black 6. Flip that. Red 9 on the black 10. Now I see that I don't have any more plays here. And I'll keep going. This is an ace. You put this up here. This is called the foundation. It's where you put the ace. It's where you stack the piles of cards up, pretty much. Another ace. You put it up there. That goes there. Here's another part of the game. So when one of the 7 slots is open, you can put a king in that new spot. Once you finish flipping through the shuffle pile, you can start it over and go back to the beginning. You keep flipping 3 cards at a time. You can pretty much play on these pile any time of the game. And I do not have any more plays left, so pretty much what you do now is you just put them all together like this, and you have to just reshuffle them, and that's how the game is.